Hey guys, so today I want to just do a quick review of my little tracker pack, my little family of tracker knives, and kind of when I got them, what I've used them for, things like that. And also, um, most of these knives are from different manufacturers, so each one has a distinctive, a different type of quarter round. So with each one, I'm going to pull a few curls on the same piece of wood. This is a fairly lightweight wood, fairly straight grain. I'm not quite sure what it is. It was driftwood, so uh, I want you guys to be able to see just how different styles of quarter round perform on the same piece. So let's go over what makes a knife a tracker design. Here is your classic tracker. This one's made by Beck. It's a WSK. And right there is the quarter round. And every tracker has a quarter round. Back in 1981, when Mr. Roussan designed the first original tracker knife, he needed to make a transition between the draw knife section and the chopping section up here. That's how the quarter round was born. Now, it's been morphed many different times, and you'll see a lot of different styles that I own personally, but they all are useful for carving and for pulling tracker curls, which is what we're going to be doing with these knives. The tracker curl is a extremely expedient way of getting nice tiny curls that you can strike with a match or a ferro rod if you're out in the woods to start a fire. So very, very useful for bushcraft. Here is my collection. The first tracker knife I ever bought was a Bark River tracker back in 2018. It's kind of the one that got me started down this road. Up until that point, I had been using almost exclusively kukris. I don't own that one anymore, but I still have every other tracker I've ever owned. And we'll start off with this one. This is my little homemade tracker, kind of a shout out to Otzi's knife. A little bit of hardwood for the scales, some copper wiring holding everything together, a little copper ferrule right there. The blade is from a machete. I used a Dremel tool to put the little saw teeth on. And it's just a fun little, very simple and small tracker. Just slightly larger than the Otzi knife would have been. So this little blade is running, not quite 3.5 inches. Actually, a little bit closer to 3.25. The handle is 3.5. And like I said, it was just a fun little project. And let's see how much it weighs. Very light, 1.62 ounces. Okay, let's see how this little guy pulls curls. I like to grab up on the blade and use either the guard or the scales to kind of lock my hand into place. There we go. Nice thin little blade. Right. Cool curls. And you can kind of see the design of my little homemade tracker. Next is the Shirley by Origin Knives. This is out of B-cut stainless steel Permali scales, 316 stainless tubing and pins here. This has been my EDC for, well, in August 9th, it'll be 2 years that this has been my EDC. Absolutely love this knife. Use it for food prep, use it for camping, bushcraft. It just plain works. And the B-cut steel was a complete surprise to me. Never heard of it before. And to tell you the truth, I'm not usually a fan of stainless. However, this stuff, it just doesn't dull. It's easy to sharpen. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful steel. The blade on this, we're looking right at just shy of 4 inches. Handle, I would say just shy of 4 inches again. I love the grip on this because it fits right into your hand. And whether you're cutting this way, that way, this way, it just works. Another thing I like about the quarter round on this particular knife, if I'm like dicing vegetables or something like that, it doesn't matter if the vegetable is big or the meat is a large strip. This cuts through on the pull. And so it acts and cuts like a knife with a much longer blade. This part of the blade, this draw knife section, I use for harder stuff and things that might need a little bit more force behind it. Also from batoning. Yeah, I absolutely love this knife. Comes with a Kydex sheath. The Otzi, I made this little leather sheath for the little Otzi tractor. And I carry this appendix on 550 cord. All right, here we have the Shirley in B-cut, and you can see the design right there of the quarter round. Okay, super, super easy. I really love pulling curls with this. Oh, Alex over at Easygoing Outdoors swears by his Shirley, and I can see why. Next up is the Caleb Cox Primitive Tracker. Caleb gave this to me. Any of you guys who don't know him, Caleb is an accomplished musician and knife maker. He's on Bushcraft USA in the forum quite a bit. And just the aesthetics of this knife blow me away. I absolutely love it. It's made out of 5160 leaf spring steel, beautiful convex. I have not worked this one super hard, just haven't had a chance to yet. But from the cutting tests and things I've done with it, it holds its edge fantastic. Really, really good heat treat on it. And initially when I got it, it was this like flint knap design all the way down. I covered the handle with leather and epoxied some jute cord around that. This is a heavy knife. This thing weighs, zero out here real quick. Yeah, 10.76 ounces. And I'm pretty sure, let's see here what we got. Yeah, it's a 1/4 inch thick plus, but just so very pretty. And you guys can see Caleb's grind and the way he did the quarter round. Now the sheath that I made for that is this one right here. I've got a nice metal clip for appendix carry. It's Kydex on the inside, leather spacer, in a leather wraparound. Works really, really good. Absolutely love that knife. And let's see here. It is almost 4.5 inches long on the blade, and right at 4 inches long on the handle. Yeah, she's a chunk. I like it. All right, Caleb Cox primitive tracker. You can see kind of the difference in the design on that. Nice big heavy blade for its size. Let's see if we can get in here and get some close. All right, there we go. Next up is the Tops T3. Got this in 2020. It was the second tracker knife I ever bought. I knew getting it that I'd end up modifying it quite a bit, which I have with the putting the convex edge on. As you guys can see, the scallops along the side, texturing the micarta handle, putting a bow drill adapter in that. I like this knife a lot. I EDC'd it for almost a year. People say a lot of things about Tops, and I'm sure a lot of them are correct. I don't like the way that they grind their angles at all. However, I want to be clear, the heat treat on this 1095 steel is fantastic. It holds an edge for a good long time, and I enjoyed carrying this one. It's got a nice full-size grip, as you guys can see. Not a very thick blade. Take a look here real quick and see if I can. About a 3/16 inch thickness on the blade. I don't like the micarta scales. Micarta to me over time gets slick, and however, it is comfortable. So this is just, it worked well for me. Like I said, I carried that for almost a year. The sheath is right here that I carry it with. Kydex on the inside, leather spacer down the center, leather around the outside with copper pins. Using 550 cord, the same as I do with the Shirley for appendix. Just a really good solid knife. Next up, the classic Tops T3. Now this has been reworked by me. Put a nice convex on it, because I think all proper knives should be convex. There we go. Just like butter. All right, so this knife really needs no introduction. If anybody's seen the movie The Hunted or knows anything about trackers, this is the Beck WSK Wilderness Survival Knife. And I got this, I want to say in 2021, I think. I think Mr. Beck is actually, I don't know if he's completely retired yet. I know he's not taking orders anymore. But this is basically considered the classic WSK, or tracker knife. Nice big chopping section up front. There's a quarter round. Now I have convexed this. It just made sense to put a decent convex on this knife. It's 01 tool steel, 1/4 inch thick, with a taper all the way down here. Micarta scales, which they're very comfortable. It's a big, thick scales. They're comfortable. Just don't get them wet. They get really slick when it's wet. And of course, you can see like the red liner that I've got on mine. And you can definitely tell the difference over the last couple of years. Either the liner or the micarta has expanded, so you can kind of feel that now, which is, again, that's just the material. But wonderfully designed, nice saw teeth on the back. I've put a patina on mine, and let's take a look here. So looking right at 7-inch blade, 1/4 inch thick. The handle is pretty good size. The handle is right at 6 inches. And like I said, she's a chunk, but it's designed for three-part grip. Down here for chopping, normal use, close-up use. Absolute classic. And let's see what this thing weighs. So zeros out. Okay. Beck WSK weighs 22.5 ounces. There we go. Set that back. This is the sheath system for the Beck WSK. Mr. Beck's leatherwork is amazing. This is all modular. I made this little Altoids tin carrier and this strap, but everything else is made by Beck, and it's all top tier stuff. All the screws and everything are just solid quality metal. It's super thick leather. Take it apart, put it back together 1,000 times, and it will still work. So really, really happy with the sheath work and his design for the Beck. All right, here is the Beck WSK with a proper convex. Let's see if I can grab a bite off of this right here. And there we go. One nice thing about having, I really like about this grip, nice place to put the finger, thick scales, easy to lock it into your hand. And there we go. All right, last up is my Origin Knives Woodsman. This is the prototype. It's a hybrid kukri tracker. As you can see, you have right there the 1/4 round that Kevin's done, and beautiful kukri curve. 01 tool steel, 1/4 inch thick. It has the same Promali scales that the Shirley does. I got these both at the same time, and I have absolutely put this knife through the ringer. You check my channel, you'll see tons of videos on it. The weight on this knife is 26.4 ounces. It's got removable scales, which I really, really like. These scales, the bolts are custom made by Kevin out of 316 stainless steel. This hole here is goes for the bow drill fire adapter. Same bow drill fire adapter fits into the handle of Shirley. 8.5 inch long blade, about a 5.5 inch long handle. A very unique saw on it. Like this little saw on the Aussie knife is great for notching. So's the top saw. It does fine for notching, and the same with the Beck WSK saw. Once you get past half inch to an inch with this, it pretty much stops, and that's the same with all of them. This saw is not going to stop. You can go with the grain, you can go against the grain, it will cut through. It takes some force to do it because it is a 1/4 inch thick, but it works fantastic. Speaking of the saw, you definitely don't want to run your hand up against these. You will get sliced open. So Kevin designed a saw cover. It's magnetic, so it just clips right there, pushes across, and it is in place. Doesn't go anywhere. The sheath for the Woodsman is Kydex, just like the Shirley. I've modified it a little bit with some 550 cord for just different ways I like to carry it. The one unique thing about Kevin's designs, again, this is the prototype. The other ones aren't exactly the same, but they do have this wonderful lock pin that goes all the way through the blade. So whenever I put the knife in the sheath and I bring this down, it is completely locked into place. That knife cannot fall out, and which is wonderful. And if I want it out, super easy. Again, this is 01 tool steel, but his heat treat is the best I have ever come across with 01, and that includes Randall. And I've probably used this knife more in the last almost 2 years than any other knife, except for possibly the Shirley. So absolutely love this knife. It is my go-to. All right, that's getting really rounded, so I'm going to flip sides over here. Last knife up is the Woodsman, and you can see the beautiful grind that Kevin does. Just like that. So easy. Just to show the difference in the curls, down here is a little Otzi tracker. Here is the Shirley. This is the Caleb Cox. Over here we've got the Tops T3, and then the Beck WSK, and last but not least, the Woodsman. Okay, guys, so that is my tracker pack, my little tracker family collection. And I hope you guys just kind of enjoyed the overview and watching them pull some tracker curls. Anyway, guys, stay safe, take care, and God bless.